Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another James E Tech YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to be going over how I gained over 15 IT related certifications while I was in high school over the 4 years of being in high school. I'll pretty much be going over how I got interested in IT and actually what led to me getting all these certifications and what drove me, and how you guys can do the same even if you're not in high school, how you can still gain certifications in a short amount of time if you have the drive to do so. If you're new to the channel and you do like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I do apologize I haven't been uploading as much recently because I have been moving into college and getting all situated. Got my whole studio almost set up. We're still working on it. The background's going to change here soon because this is pretty bland, but I'm working with what I have currently. So before my freshman year of high school, I definitely had an interest in computers. Ever since I've been a little kid, I've been on the family desktop. A lot of people grew up with having one computer in the house. I was usually on that thing. My dad worked in IT for about 6-7 years, doing things like networking, voice engineering, things like that. So I was definitely introduced to computers by him because he always had a bunch of, computers laying around. They were all different. Like some parts were missing from some computers, and he'd always have like a server going with all like our movies and stuff on it. So as a little kid, I've pretty much always been around technology. During middle school, there was a computer science class, if you want to call it that, that I did take in middle school. It was pretty much a web developing course, but definitely got me more interested because it taught me that I could, develop things and certain things like that. Before I got into high school, I heard about my specific high school's networking academy, hosted by Cisco. They were sponsored by Cisco, and they pretty much have a networking academy in the high school, which is part of like a career curriculum program, because you don't have like career centers where they'll teach you how to like be an electrician or do certain things in IT. Pretty much my high school had a few pathways like that, and luckily enough, they had a networking academy. So my dad, coming from a networking background, he got a bachelor's degree in, I think, information systems and networking, something along those lines. um, he advised me to try it out because, why not? I had an interest in computers and, see what would happen. And my freshman year of high school, that's when COVID all happened. So that was a crazy year to begin with. But that was kind of how I learned. The Intro to Networking was the name of the course, actually. The pathway was a total of 3 years long. For those 3 years, you pretty much take the Cisco networking pathway. The third year, you take your CCNA and you get certified. So my freshman year of high school is more so just getting into the feel of things and seeing if I actually liked doing it, and I definitely did. So that kind of thing got me more interested in networking. So my sophomore year of high school is when things started to pick up. So the class that I was taking is called Switching, Routing, and Wireless Essentials. That's pretty much the second year or the second course you take in the CCNA pathway. I believe when they had the CCENT, that after taking this course is when you would take that exam. But pretty much that's the pretty much where you this is where you get more deep into the networking stuff. You learn some routing protocols, which that could be either really fun or really horrible depending on who you are. But during my sophomore year of high school, I heard about CompTIA. I never heard about the A plus. If you guys aren't familiar, CompTIA is one of the most, if not the most, popular IT certification company. Most popular is the A plus, Security plus, Network plus. Those are the trifecta, they call it, the IT trifecta. Those three certifications. I heard about the ITF plus, which is called, it stands for IT Fundamentals plus. Pretty much it's the A plus, like 10% of it. Pretty much it's really, really easy exam. Pretty much it's more so about computer literacy and IT literacy than anything. So I studied for that test. I did some practice tests and bought it because I had a student email, so I got a discount. CompTIA's discounts for students are amazing. I think you get almost 50% off of almost any certification as long as you have a student email. So in the spring of my sophomore year is when I passed the ITF plus. Passed it pretty easily. The questions didn't really give me any trouble. If you guys are thinking about taking that test, I have a video on that you guys can watch. That I do talk about that. I talked about that shortly after I passed the exam. My high school is partnered with a student organization company called Business Professionals of America. That pretty much is a student organization that's like pretty much you get paid, you get government funding if your school's a part of certain programs, and this is one of the ones that they were a part of. Pretty much you can compete in business related activities, IT related activities, medical, a broad range of career technical competitions. And being in the networking academy, the second year specifically, you were required to at least compete in the first round of this competition. So they have an event for Cisco Networking Administration, so it aligns perfectly with what we were learning. I took it. I think I got fourth or fifth in the region, which is like the Columbus area where I live, Columbus, Ohio region. And then, so if you get top 5 or top 4, you get to go to the state level, which then obviously I made it to the state level, being only a second year student, because a lot of people in the third year of the academy were the main ones going to the state level because they had almost all the knowledge you need to know. So pretty much I go to states. I did pretty bad. I got 16th place. But that gave me a little bit of a taste of what that competition is like and how it is to compete against other high school students. So my junior year is when I started to pick it up more. So right now I only have one certification, the ITF plus. So this is 2 years in the high school. I really didn't do too much, but the next 2 years is when things really started to pick up. So my junior year is pretty much when I locked in hard. I started doing college classes, which ironically are way easier than AP classes. AP classes are way harder than college classes, in my opinion. Taking college classes has helped me advance while being in high school, and especially because the government paid for it. It's a government paid program to get students in high school college credit, pretty much. So I got free college for pretty much 2 years being in high school. So at the start of my junior year, we all in the Cisco Academy knew that this is the year we are going to be taking the CCNA exam. So this is a year that we pretty much have to lock in on everything related to Cisco. So we take the exam in May of 2023, I think. That's the spring of my junior year. So I'm going to explain some of the things we did before I took the CCNA. Around when the school year started, around August or September, I enrolled in the Google IT Support Professional certification, or certificate, I should say. This is a popular certificate that can kind of be done with the CompTIA A+. They kind of overlap in what you learn. A lot of people will take the certification before taking the A+. Pretty much it's a course that has, I think, 5 or 6 modules that are pretty long. It took me about 4 months to complete. I completed it in December of 2023. So the new year comes by. It's now 2023. BPA, Business Professionals of America, starts in January. That is when the regional level starts. So I compete in the regional level again. I get, I believe, 4th place once again in the regional level. And then we go to the state level, which is where I'm competing against everyone in Ohio at this one pretty much test. It's a multiple choice 50 question test on all these Cisco questions. And I actually get 4th place in the state of Ohio, which means that I get to advance to the national level in California. And not only that, a few people in my class got to go as well. I think that, yeah, they were invited for a team event. So there's teams events, individual events. I did one of the individual events because it was the Cisco networking event. So now I get to go to California and compete against the best in the nation. So the nationals took place in April of 2023, and I actually found out that at the National Leadership Conference, they have what you call a certification lab, where if you pay $20, you get access to take any of the certifications that they offer for the 3 days that the national conference is going on. So with this certification lab voucher, the certifications that they mainly offer are Certiport, which has the Cisco CCST, both the networking and cybersecurity ones. So Certiport hosts that certification. Along with that, they have their own ITS, IT specialist pathway, which pretty much has anything from database management, Python, device troubleshooting, networking, network security, cloud computing, all kinds of certifications. And I mean a lot of certifications. They also have Microsoft fundamentals with like the AZ900, SC900, and also those exams as well. I didn't know about those exams at that time. So this year I did not take any of the Microsoft exams. But when I go to nationals, I compete. There's 2 levels. There's the multiple choice test was the first level, and the second one was a hands-on configuration packet tracer. If you guys know what packet tracers are, pretty much it's a hands-on configurations of Cisco equipment. That was the finals for the national event. So that was what I did in the first 2 days alongside the certification lab. So while I was at the National Leadership Conference, the certifications I passed were kind of on a whim. I just took whatever looked interesting to me and, that I thought would help me out in getting a job. So the first one I got was the Cisco CCST networking test. That was the first one I took. I think I scored like a 980 because I was studying for not only the CCNA, but also this national event. So I had all that knowledge in my mind and I passed that test easily. If you're studying for the CCNA, that test is pretty easy in my opinion. The Cisco CCST for cybersecurity as well. I got that one right after the networking test. And then I did Certiport networking, Certiport network security, Certiport device configuration and management. So those, I think I got about 5 or 6 within those 3 days. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we were at 7 certifications currently, including the ITF Plus and the Google IT Support Professional. And not only did I get those certifications, I also placed first in the nation in Cisco networking. So that was a pretty good feeling and got me really pumped up to pass the CCNA itself, which was not only about a month later was when we took the CCNA. So obviously a month later we took it and I do pass the exam. So that is now 8 certifications that I have under my belt. During the spring of my junior year, I got a job opportunity to work over the summer for a company called Lakeshore Cryotronics. I got an IT internship position there for that whole summer and then beyond after the summer. So during the summer, I pretty much didn't do any certification studying. I just focused on that internship and learned a lot of great things. So what I decided to do my senior year is I actually asked my boss at the company if I could stay at the company part-time while doing my last year of high school, and they actually said yes, which was, not only surprising, but it was also a really good opportunity to not only make money, but also take classes while I'm doing my last year of high school, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I choose to take classes online for college classes since I got them for free. You get up to 30 credit hours a year for free, which is a whole year of college. So I would take, I was taking 4 classes per semester, which was really easy to handle with a part-time work schedule, to be honest. So I didn't have any struggles with that. So during that time, I had a lot of free time to study for certifications. So pretty much my senior year is when I kind of went crazy on taking certifications. So during like the winter of my senior year of high school, I learned about the Security Plus, and I definitely wanted to go into cybersecurity as my main focus. Right now I major in cybersecurity and networking. So those are 2 that go hand in hand for the IT field, I feel like. So that's kind of what I was interested in. I'd heard the Security Plus is great to have when you're looking for more opportunities. And even though I already had a position, it's definitely good to take some of the knowledge I got from that position and study for more certifications with my free time, being at home and all that stuff. So I studied for the Security Plus in the winter of 2023. I scheduled to take it in February of 2024. But I actually found out before taking it that there's a certification called the ISC2 Certified in Cybersecurity certification. Closely aligns with the Security Plus in my opinion. ISC2 is a popular certification company, most popular for the CISSP certification for cybersecurity. I found out the Certified in Cybersecurity certification was actually free to take the exam itself. Afterwards, you pay a $50 fee to be a member of ISC2. So technically it costed $50, but to take the exam was free. So if you failed, it was still free. But if you passed, you got a certification for $50. Reputable company, and it's also a pretty decent certification to have. So before taking the Security Plus, it's like, why not just take this one to see if I'm ready for the Security Plus? I take it, pass it pretty easily. That certification was pretty much the Security Plus minus a couple things and plus some of the ISC2 knowledge. I think they threw those in there for experimental questions, but there were some ISC2 questions which were kind of interesting. But that certification was another one I got. So I think we're at like 8 or 9 certifications. And then I passed my Security Plus in February from studying from Udemy. That was all I used. It was the Udemy course with some practice tests, and I passed that certification. And I like Jason Dion's Udemy courses. I'll even link them down below if you guys are interested and you're interested in studying for your CompTIA exams. Jason Dion is a great instructor in my opinion. Some people don't like him. I personally like him, especially for the cheap prices you can get the Udemy courses for. So after the Security Plus, I found out about the CYSA Plus because my main focus was either getting a cybersecurity internship during college or getting some sort of cybersecurity analyst position remotely. So the CYSA, which stands for cybersecurity analyst certification, usually people take it after the Security Plus. It's pretty much a more technical Security Plus, if I'm going to be honest. And I do like technical things, and the Security Plus was more about general knowledge. So I definitely wanted to take that exam. and the Udemy had a course over the CYSA Plus, so I just bought that course. It was like 13, it was like 15 bucks at most to take it, and it only took me about 25 to 30 hours of watching videos to study for it. I did watch the videos on 1.5 times speed, took all the practice tests, and once I took enough practice tests, I felt that I was ready to take the exam, and I passed the CYSA Plus, I think, in March of 2024. I got a better score on that one than the Security Plus. I found that test pretty fun. So that is my I think it's my 10th certification. I might be wrong. I'm not really counting here. I'm counting in my head. So I think it's like my 10th certification right there. Something that also happened earlier in 2024 is I competed once again in Business Professionals of America. But since I won at the national level the year before, I did a different event. I did server administration using Microsoft, which is pretty much Windows Server. So the reason why I chose the Windows Server event is because at my job, that was a lot of what we did. I did a lot of Windows Server administration. So I had a pretty good idea of what I was doing. So I did the regional level. I actually placed first in the region, and then at states, I placed first in the states and got a huge trophy. That was a good feeling because placing fourth and getting a medal is not as fun as getting a big trophy from placing first. And then I get to move on to the national level once again. This year we went to Chicago, Illinois, and I also got to go with my friends, which is a pretty cool thing to do during a national conference. We got to stay in a hotel room together, have fun in Chicago. So the National Leadership Conference was pretty fun in 2024 as well. Got to tour Chicago and all those things. And not only that, I got to do the certification lab once again. So from that, I got the following certifications. I got the Microsoft SC900, which is a security and identity fundamental certification, I believe. I got the Certiport Python certification. I got the Certiport cybersecurity certification. I got the Certiport cloud security. And lastly, I got the project management ready certification from PMI. So that's 5 more certifications that I got. Before going to nationals, since I was studying for the Windows Server event, I took the Server Plus after taking the CYSA Plus, just from learning about Windows Server. I actually didn't really study for that exam. I just did some practice questions and took the exam because I did know a lot about server administration, especially because I took some of those quizzes from the events prior. So studying for the national level conference, I took the Server Plus and passed that exam. So having the Certiport certifications, the Microsoft certifications, all the CompTIA certifications, that puts us at around 15 or 16 certifications while in high school. Now here are some of my takeaways and advice for people watching, people who might not be in my specific scenario, but something similar. My biggest advice for everybody is if you put your mind on something and have a passion for it, you're gonna do well no matter what. Along with that, never miss opportunities. If there's an opportunity that comes up, take it. The Cisco Networking Academy was an opportunity. All these free certifications was an opportunity. I could have chosen to stay in my hotel room and do none of these certifications during the certification lab. I could have chose not to study for the CCNA. I could have chose not to do any of the Udemy certifications. But from the drive and passion for IT and getting certified and getting a job, I found a passion in getting certifications and studying for these tests. So if you're watching this and you're not in the same scenario, if you have a drive and passion, you can absolutely do it. If you're still in high school and you could take college credit plus classes, absolutely do it unless you plan on moving out of state, because some colleges won't take the credit. But CCP program is pretty much a state college will allow you to take classes online or even in person if they are at your school. You can take them for absolutely free because the government will pay for it. It's a really great program because AP classes are a whole year long, and it all depends on you passing the AP test. If you get a 3 on the test, then you get, or 3 or 4, whatever it is, you get the college credit. College credit plus is each semester is a different class, so that's 2 classes for the year if you were to like do one AP class. So 2 classes for the year, and you also are guaranteed the credit no matter if you get an A, B, C, whatever it is. You're guaranteed the credit, and it's not dependent on passing an AP test, so it's automatic that you get the credit. So that's what another thing I'd advise if you're in high school and you're not sure about taking college classes. Absolutely take college classes because it's free. You'll have less debt. There's no reason not to, in my opinion. And not only that, CCP classes are way easier than AP classes by far. So now I am at the University of Cincinnati taking a bachelor's degree in cybersecurity and networking. networking and systems. So pretty much I'm doing a double major, and I do plan on getting a master's in IT management. The reason why I actually wanted to take a master's is because I'm going to be done with my school within 2 to 3 years from taking all these CCP classes. So when people ask if I regret, missing my senior year of high school, not going in person, I say heck no. I do not regret any of it because I saved probably over $30,000 in student loan debt. And I also got to learn more about IT. I got to expand my skills while working as well. That's another thing. I got work experience while being in my senior year of high school. A lot of people can't say that they've done that. Coming out of high school, I have about 2 years of IT experience, which is wild to even say. So that's why I really don't regret it, because I made a good amount of money, paid off my car, paid off a bunch of things, paid for school even. So I would advise to definitely work in IT if you get the opportunity to, even if it's an internship, absolutely do it, because that experience is so valuable alongside the certifications. That's going to make you stand out against anybody else you're applying against. Also, if you're still watching, what are you doing? You need to subscribe right now, because if you're watching for that long, you clearly have enjoyed the video. So make sure to do that, because we are trying to hit 3,000 subscribers before these years over. So please go ahead and do that. So yeah, that is all I have for this video. I know this video is quite a longer style video than you're probably used to, but I just wanted to share my story and how you guys can do similar things. This is Jamesy Tech. If you guys enjoy this studio, please let me know. I'm trying to make this smaller space work. Yeah, I'm thinking about bringing my fish tank in here, because I did bring a smaller fish tank that's sitting out in the living room. I'm probably gonna bring that in here, do some other stuff with the background. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know. Anything funny, things like that. I might even put like a monitor back there, something like that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this. If you guys are still here till the end, please let me know in the comments, because that is awesome. Join the Discord down below, jamesy.tech/discord. I'm on there all the time. If you have any questions or want any advice, please feel free to reach out. This is Jamesy Tech. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.